the chat where it's a bit quiet. Yeah, nearly 8:45, not too bad. Got the incense going. I got a lovely, well I got two actually, little candles today, and they say happy uplifting. They've got a vibe to them. Happy uplifting, I think it's rosemary and mint scented candle. Beautiful. Ooh. Let there be light. Burn your candle bright, you little light that you are. Yeah. It's all about this. It's all about the light. I'm just coming with a random chat tonight. I don't know really what's going to come out, what I'm going to talk about. I'm just going to see if people come in. I might do a few cards because I have got my trolley full of decks, so you never know. I have pulled cards and I have got a message again tonight that I pulled before that I've put back in the box, but the right way up the way they were pulled out. That is my trolley of dolly trolley. That is my many decks. I've got a lot. I love them. I love the artwork. I love them. We've got my little I don't know, got this going on here, my little incense and things going on there, so I can put the cards on. So we'll see. I'll give it a few minutes, see if I can see who comes in. I can't even put that on properly, but never mind. So yeah, we will see who comes in. I don't know if it, God, I hate messing with this. It's like, you know, I don't know if it's meant to be low, is it meant to be low? Higher, I don't know. I'm going to try and get the table in, but I don't think the table, maybe a bit of the table, bit of the table. Yeah, a bit of the table, bit of makeup. I love this. It says spread only love inside my cup of love. So we had Finn doing a little prayer. Hi Lois. Finn doing a little prayer before. It was a prayer that he does at school, but he changed the words because it was about school, and he changed it to earth or something. So he did that before. I just did a little song because I was just sat here, like loads of songs keep coming into my head today, just little funny little things. So I've just been singing them and putting them out to you guys because, you know, when I feel like something, I just do it. But yeah, like I'm just about to go, this little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. It's all about shining your light, people. That's the energy I'm in today. That's the energy I've been in today because it's just been a nice day today. Finn did some cakes. We've just been chilling. It's just been a good day. Making little songs up. Feeling lighter and brighter. You know, every day is a new day. Hi, Junie. So like I said, I'll just wait for a few people to come in. I'm going to probably just go through these cards that came out. I've had the same cards again, some of them. So they're on top, facing the way they were, and in order. So I'm going to spread them out and have a look at them. Yeah, he's so funny. It's been quite funny today. We were watching Avengers, Infinity Stone, both of them. Can't remember, yeah, whatever titles they are. About reality and stuff. It was good. Right, so let me get these out in the right order. Now I'm getting a phone call. Off me mum. I'll have to ring her after. The mothership's calling. It's because I sent her something before and she'll be saying about, right, I need to change my table round because I need it long length to do this. Let's put this reading out. Should I put it this way? Stick this at the end. This at the end. Candle can go there. I put it there. Right, let me put these out. So we've got 1, 2, 3. I'll just let people come in. The last card that came out, that's going on top, because this is the one. I'm going to put that there. Some I'll read out the book because I just love the way it's worded. But yeah, just before we just start chatting about whatever comes in. So I did a reading earlier on, and we've had a few similar cards because we've had this one, you know, about your joy bursting out of that, you know, who you are, your light, your joy. We've had that before. We had that yesterday or the other day, whenever it was. We've had the Justice card. That keeps coming up because that is what's happening. This is what's coming. With a lot of things on many different levels. And I'm talking about proper things that are going on. We have this one. It's still there again, you know, pack up your troubles in you. Just letting go, leaving situations, leaving things behind us. I think we had this one the other day as well. That again is about, you know, moving forward, making sure, you know, there's a lot of deception and things going on. You've got to move through that, be like stealth, you know, be quick, be nimble, but there's a lot of that going on, that sort of energy. I think we have, did we have, no, I don't think we did have that one. So we've also got the devil here as well, because, don't know who that is now, just ignore the messages that are coming through. But there's a lot of energy of the joy, the light, you know, bursting out, you know, this letting go, being yourself, finding all that within you. But a lot of people have been tempted by the devil, by the, you know, well, when we see out there in the world as well, you know, fame and fortune and what goes along with that, with the big material stuff. We're not talking about little material stuff. You know, I was only saying something today, it's so funny when people go on about I will say hi to everyone in a minute. People go on about materialism, all that. We know, if you know, that's not, you know, what we're here for, and that's not what we love. It's to love people and use the material things, but a lot of people, you know, overly love the material and use people. But if you know that, it's fine. We are allowed to have abundance. We are allowed to have, we are allowed to even have joy in those things. We are allowed to have material things. This is the material world. It's just there are a lot of people, you know, that only think that is what gives them the joy. What, you know, if someone's giving them something, it means they love them or whatever it is. And I'm talking about people like, people who have lots and lots of money and they, you know, they don't give it away. They don't help people out with it. They just love to have things. A lot of people do it because they're lonely. But you know, like I said before, if someone's got a massive big mansion, do they actually need all that space? You know, you'll see on all these programs, they have like, you know, 10 cars. Do you actually need 10 cars? Because you don't drive them all. They're just sat there to show off with, basically. I'm talking on that level of like that greed, only to make it look like you're successful in something because you've got that much. And when people haven't got a lot. Now, everyone's meant to be abundant. Everybody's allowed to have material things. The Dolores Cannon, who does all the I can never say this right, the quantum healing sessions, when I had one of them done, I went to a place at the end of that where it was beings that lived in a crystal place, and their whole thing was giving frequency out. Basically, that was their job. But the way they manifested was they used to think of it, you know, and it used to come in. So none of them beings were ever jealous of somebody, or someone was more abundant than another, because they could think up whatever they wanted. So really, they didn't do it a lot, and they didn't, if you get what I'm saying, they didn't, because they knew they had it anyway. It's not like they used to do it a lot. They just did things when they needed it, like, you know, I think I said in the thing, if they needed to sit down, because they didn't, in their houses, they didn't have furniture. It's just as soon as they wanted to sit down, they'd think a chair would appear. Then it would go. It was quite a spacious place. But what I'm saying is, because nobody, if the world was all abundant, which I believe it will get there in time, whenever that is, because certain things have been stolen, this, that, and the other. You know, when we look at it, it's not what they say it is, and there's things that have kept us suppressed and so on and so forth. A lot of people know about when they've looked into this stuff. That's fine. So, because if our whole world was abundant, that's the way it's meant to be, and every peoples in the world, there wouldn't be fighting this, that, and the other, and blah 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 blah, because everyone would have everything they needed. But because they had everything, they wouldn't probably want it all, if you get what I'm saying. Is that making sense? Like, these beings just didn't do things for the greed of it, because they just knew if they wanted something, it was there. So they didn't overly use it, if you know what I mean. Like, we know we live in a system where that's all they push out with advertising and things like that on TV to get everyone consuming. It's all right to have things. It's just if you're consuming things for the wrong reasons. Like, they put fashion out so much because, like, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with fashion, but because people will just keep buying and buying and they don't really need it. It's just because it's in fashion, because they want to look good because it's in fashion. And if you don't have that brand, you know, oh, you're seen as this, that, and the other, that's people caring what other people think. So I think you get what I'm saying. But their basic job was to put a frequency out, and they knew everyone was abundant, so no one didn't have what they needed. Everybody had what they needed when they needed it, at the time they needed it. And then it sort of went back to its place when it wasn't needed. So, yeah. Why was I talking about that anyway? Oh, yeah, because I was talking about the devil card. So, I'm just going with flow here. So, I've got blue book as well. So, yeah, and it's really, because the devil card there's got a lot of, you know, the puppet master. He's puppeting this person down here. There's a lot of people being puppeted right now. We can see, you know, on the big stage out there. And, you know, they say puppet masters. People talk about, you know, the handlers and stuff like that. I mean, all that's falling apart now. We're beginning to see who these are. We've seen some of them who've been for a very long time, but that is also the choices a lot of people have took with this energy. And because they've wanted fame so hard, and the things that come with it, you know, like, say the men or the women will come with it, you know, all the cars. I'm talking about celebrities and stuff like that. They've got in there and then found themselves in a really sticky situation with certain stuff that a lot of us know about, and a lot is going to be shown to the world out there, because, as I've said, because people have been praying, meditating, doing whatever energy work for a very, very, very long time, and I've got 5 for 5 there, of changing the world and bringing things up so people can see, so we can build new foundations. That's why it's happening on the outside world at the level it is at the minute, and it seems really crazy, but it has to, and it has to be done, because a lot of this is coming. Justice is coming for all, for the world, for everything that's gone on many different levels, because there's different levels to all of it, you know. And it is coming, especially the war on consciousness, because that has been terrible, absolutely terrible. And I say justice for all, and that's number 11, the awakening, because it's been on everybody. No one's really left out of this, nobody, on many different levels. And then after that, we've got the Fool, which is brilliant, because this is all about new beginnings. All this old way, the old guard, this sort of this devilish energy that's been in, is being seen, and the justice is coming. And when this is here, it's here now. We say the towers are crumbling. There's new beginnings. There's new beginnings for all, and it might feel crazy and a bit scary at first, because it's something we're not used to, especially a world to be in a way of, oh my God, we're not in that sort of energy before, that we've been in for a very long time, that people have not been able to get their heads around. There's going to be massive celebrations. These are the way the cards came out. Massive joy and celebrations, you know, because it's over. it's over now, but it's being played out to the people that can't see it, because it is a movie we're watching. A lot of us know that. There's a lot of people who've been feeling very, because this is cups water, feeling like they're waiting all the time. They're always saying, when's the time going? Don't put a time on it. And Spirit's in here showing us, it's been giving us the clues, it's been giving us the tools and things that we need, but it's here. You know, if you're looking somewhere else, you're not going to see it. A lot of us have been seeing it. A lot of us have been seeing it on many different levels. But I will say hi to everyone in a minute. I'm going. Your phone's going a bit funny. I'm just not looking at chat box so I can stay in the flow. Seven of Swords, like I said, there's a lot of deception going about on many different levels, and the biggest deception in the world is what they've been putting out, the government been putting out, all that sort of stuff we know about. What's put through the mainstream media is going to be seen. Justice will come with them. We also know that was the last one to bring down, was the mainstream media. Let them play the games, let them dig the holes, because that's what they're doing. But the world will see. There is a man who stands up, who has the strength of a lion. Red t-shirt. Could have been a... Is he a Republican? Just saying. He's holding the light. He's a light bearer. Remember the dream that I had about Mr. T with the light shining and he was in gold and he had no top on because he was being transparent. That's what it was standing for. There is a man that will stand, and he is bringing the light, and he's got the length. He's got the strength of a lion, and he's got many lions behind him. Hear the roar, because that's what's coming. He's a king. King of Wands. Yeah. Very passionate about what he's doing. And I would say that's the energy of Mr. T, because he's always been passionate about America. He's always been passionate. If you look back in time of his interviews, he said they were pulling it down, and he said he would stand because he couldn't stand for what they were doing to America. That also means the world. And as I'm saying this, I've got 4 people in and 5 thumbs up. 45th president. He still is. My God, that's hilarious. Oh, that's so funny. But nothing's a coincidence. And then we're all moving forward. We're moving away from this shitty energy. We're moving away from people's shitty energy. We're moving away and packing up all the stuff we need, and the rest of it we're just leaving behind. And we're moving. We're going forward. We've been following the lights. We've been following the messages. We're going. I don't actually mean you're leaving. I mean you could be doing. I'm just saying you're leaving all the troubles from before, all the cycles, all the programming, all that shit. We're letting go. We're learning how to do it more and more every day, year in, year out, because that's what the cycles are about. Every year is a new cycle. You know, we're going into Christmas soon, enlightenment, we're going into spring. You know, the light's hitting. We're leaving all the darkness from the last year behind. We're bringing the stuff that we need with us, and everything else we're letting behind. And then what do we come to? Our own enlightenment, climbing that ladder, as I think I said earlier on. I'm going to read this one out because I love the words in it. Number 5. As I'm always saying, we're using the things we need. Anything that doesn't serve us, that's bringing us to our greatest joy and our love, we don't need it. We don't need it. So I'm going to read this one out because I love the way it's worded. So the beautiful message is that they have been, and it is what's happening. And we'll come into chat in a minute. So it says, light seer, tradition, a lesson, spiritual leader or guide, enlightenment, awakening, in service of spirit, because that's what this is all about. It's finding yourself, knowing who you are, leaving things behind that don't serve you so you can go on and serve others. You can go on and serve others and be in service of spirit, God, source, whatever, that comes through you and helps you. To be more light, to fill your cup up, your vessel, with more light. If you're feeling like the void and there's nothingness, it's because you need to fill that void with light and love. And then it says, that was a light seer. The shadow seer of this card is outdated systems or ways of thinking, dogma, rebelling against, I don't know if it says socialite norms or something, abuse of power, stagnation, ego-based leadership, and need to connect with spirit. That's all the shit we're moving from. We're moving from old dogmas and outdated systems, because that's definitely going to be happening. I've got 5 and 5 in again. 5 with 5. It says, As you search for your divine truth, you create frameworks of belief that help you to expand your consciousness and ground your faith into the reality. If you've been stuck in an old tradition or structured way of acting or being that is no longer serving you, which is what I'm banging on about all the time, it is time to let it fall away in order to make space for a better version of you. The hermaphrodite, I can never say that word, serves as a gateway between divine source and the seeker. So be open to new paradigms, never say that, perspectives and teachers in your life. Look to the patterns around you and strive to understand your own internal compass. Nobody else's, your own internal compass. Know that while there is wisdom in the teachings of the mystics, the voice of your own heart is the one voice that matters the most. Find the wisdom in the heavens within you. Exactly. The heavens within you, the spheres within you. It's you. You know, you can have teachers and we like to watch people that lift us up and stuff like that, but it's initially you. They just help people. And then it says, I am my own guru, and the guidance I need to be rooted in my faith, my belief, and my unique essence. You all have unique essence. I have mine, and I do it my way. You'll have yours, and you'll do it your way. We're all individually unique. We're unique individuals. We are a divine blueprint. Everyone has a fingerprint that's different to everybody else in this world. There's no one the same. So that's magical. It's amazing. You're all unique, you're all beautiful and wonderful in your own divine essence. So that was that whole message on there again, is we've got a lot of people are coming into the joy and they're bursting out with this really beautiful energy. And I've been speaking to people and, you know, I can tell they're doing that. We're coming away from all that sort of devilish energy that's been in time for a very long time. Justice is coming. There's new beginnings. There's going to be lots of celebrations in the very near future. Don't be waiting for something to happen. It's happening, and you also don't need to be waiting for things you need to go and do. You just need to go and do them. Like I said, there's a lot of deception and stuff going on, but that's fine because there is someone coming with a lot of light that's going to shed a lot of light on stuff, and people are just going to start moving away from these old systems, old ways of being, certain medias, platforms, and they're just going to be coming into their own divine light and joy and what helps them to climb that ladder, you know, back up to source creator. It's beautiful. It's really beautiful. That was a really beautiful message today. So I'm going to put these cards away and I'm just going to grab whatever because I've got all mine on there. I'm just going to see if I feel like pulling a card, I'll just grab a deck and we'll see what it says. But what I'm going to do now is we're going to have a cozy chat. I called this an autumn cozy chat because it's a fabulous time, as we know. If you follow the seasons, you're not going to go wrong. It's all about letting go, you know, being within. I've got my candles on today, so cozy. Got my candles on. Got my candles on. Candles going. I just love this time of year. A lot of people don't like this time of year. I'm like, oh my god, I love this time of year. It's the time where we reflect and you can write things down, and like I said the other day, journaling and looking at what it is that, you know, you need to shift, and resting, reading, doing whatever, and just bringing all the energy in, because you're going to be blasting it out next year. There's going to be a lot of, it's going to be getting easier and easier as the years go by with all this stuff that's coming out, which looks quite hard and chaotic, but it's going to start getting easy because we have had it hard for quite a few years with everything that's been going on. It's going to, I mean, it's not going to be easy for some because, like I said, a lot are coming to truths that they're going to go through certain things. We've all been through, but they will get there, so that's fine. So we're going to say hi Mark, hi Lois, hi Junior, hi Kurt, hi anyone else who's sat there not said hi yet, comes in now or after. I'm just going to get a bit comfier, move this up so I can see properly. Yeah, I just wanted to come for a random chat. So first of all, I'll ask how everybody is and how everybody's feeling. And it doesn't mean you'll be feeling great. You could be feeling anything, knackered, tired, frustrated, whatever. But it's not about, remember, it's always about in the now. You know, people go on about, oh, what's going on out there, because there is stuff and it is part of what's, you know, happening within and without. But you've always got to remember, even if it looks mad, how are you feeling right now in this moment now that you're sat here? How do you feel now? I feel great. Had a good day. that's what you've always got to come back to. Come back to your breath and think, right, so we know this, we know that, right, but how am I today? Still here, still breathing, you know, things are fine, it's okay, you know. We know there's a lot going on, but I keep saying it's not really up for us to be like getting, oh my God, it's all there. Even the energy stuff that's going on, people going on about bills and all that, that is all there to get people to stand up, wake up and say no more. But we've got to go through it with them, sort of. But we're not like, you know, I hear all this conversation going on at work and I'm like, I'm not even, like, things are changing. I'm good, thanks you, Mark. How are you? So, yeah, Lois is good. Yeah, I am rocking the pink bow. Yeah, I'll be wearing a lot more bows now. Things in my hair now. Winter's coming, and hats. I've got a little pink berry that I'll have to wear at work because it'll start getting cold. And I think that's the way I might be able to grow my grey out a little bit if I decide to bring it through, because it's coming through again. It's coming through again, as obviously it will do. Not bad, thanks. How's Junior? So yeah. And I hope you saw my little song before. I just was sat here singing and I just thought, oh, I'll just video it because all the little Obi guys were coming in, so it was nice. And that's how I've been feeling. I've been in a bit of a, you know, when you just make songs up, channeling stuff, and it was coming through and I was just like, oh well, you know. And I've just I've just got my eye on this deck, so I want to pull it out. Because we all love this deck. I love this deck. Self-care cards. Autumn and winter self-care. Not heard from Junior since beginning of chat issues with phone. Oh, right, yeah, issues with phone. Oh, yeah. Bummer. Maybe they're listening in and they're like, you know. I had a weird thing happen with my phone today. It was really weird. I went to pay something and I was like, why is the place that I'm ringing not dialing? Like, it's weird, but then again, it wasn't, because I thought it's something, but I don't know if it was a glitch, so I'm going to wait and see tomorrow, because if it, yeah, I don't know, it was just funny. I thought, am I on a different time? I don't know what's going on. But yeah. I don't feel like Snow White with this bow in my hair. But yeah, they're quite good, these, as well, because they're not dead shiny, you know, like when they slip off your hair. Because I have that problem sometimes, but yeah, it's going to get comfy out. So, I was trying to get the candle and everything and be like, oh, I'm like a candle. But I don't think I can get it in, can I? I'm cutting off. Yeah, I don't know. Well, I could put it there. Just like glowing the candle. Oh, yes. Get the vibes in. Let there be light. I think I can see from here. I'm just going to see what cards. See what Spirit says. I might do some angel cards because I know they're around. Oh, I've got your angels on side. Especially the energy of Archangel Michael. I mean, whew, powerful. Archangel Michael. How is that aspect of Archangel Michael? So let me see. Actually, let me see if I can. Well, yeah, I'll do it this way. Actually, if I can get it, can I get the camera right there and then? It might. Yeah, is that better? Then I can do it at the table. Is that better? I think I can see you all from there. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, that's better. I just wanted the table in. You can see the cards fall or whatever. Getting some cool little synchronicities in my shopping. Came to 2-2. Yeah. The numbers, the language. speaking. So we've got this one. Let's do 3 because I love 3. Oh, that is just so, yeah. One's, oh, it just fell on the floor. What's this one? That is this one. We've got, connect with your womb. Oh, talking about abundance before, so we've got the family. Definitely had a great day with the family today. You know, knowing what's important. We've got the family, connect with your womb. And abundance planning. We're talking about abundance. You can abundance plan. You could be abundance planning in the way of like you saving money to put aside towards something so you'll be a bit more abundant. You know, the more you save, the more abundant you'll be. Maybe towards something or just something in the future, but you can, you know, this lady's writing it down. Abundant. You know, it's funny because we had a discussion at work the other day. The reason why some of the rich are richer is because they are a bit stingy sometimes and they don't just spend money on everything sometimes, because we were talking about that and say the reason why poor people are poor is because they spend the money they haven't got really on everything. So, you know, which is very true. I don't know, I connect with your womb, and it's got the little moons inside, you know, syncing with the moon and stuff like that, us women, but I'm just getting the energy of, I'd actually, Moon Day, you know what Moon Day is, ladies, had a Moon Day twice this month, which I thought was bonkers. And then Mum was like, oh, well, you know, I was thinking of you the other day, and I thought, oh, was you getting a bit older? I was like, here we go. Let's put the programming in. You know, you probably start, you know, these things where you might, maybe this will happen with that and that'll happen with that, you know, because you might start going through the menopause. I thought, here we go with the programming. I don't even think of stuff like that. I'm not going to think, oh, I feel a bit hot today, I'm getting hot sweat. It's this. I'm not even speaking it, because if it is a thing we are supposed to go through, I'll just naturally go through it. I don't need people filling my head, you know, it's that thing in it. Oh, it must be this. Yeah, then you're thinking, oh yeah, it must be that. Oh, I need to go and see the doctor. They're going to say it's this. I'm going to have a terrible time, because everyone talks about the terrible time that they have with it. Not even going to think about it, you know. If it is a natural thing we go through, I'll go through it naturally. And that's that. Not taking nothing. So, and family. It is hard times for people right now with family, because a lot of people are either with family, not with family, split from family, family have passed, or they've just found it very difficult in these times, what we've been going through the past few years with, you know, what is the truth? Is this the truth? Is that truth? Have you done this? Have you done that? And people have pulled away from family members, just through things that have happened. That's happening to a lot of people, you know. But I do believe when this is being seen on a grander level, which is happening, when that healing comes in, people will reunite again, because we'll understand on the level, they'll understand on the level, and then again, it's that, you know, working on self. Everyone will realise why they've done certain things, why they've acted out in a certain way, but it will be realised by everybody it's only because of the programming, basically, and what we've been told, you know, from many different sources. So, you know, in the end, I do believe everything will be, you know, will be good in the end. Just let me... We've got Edward Robinson. Hi, love you and yours. Hi, Edward. It's nice when I see some other names in. Have you been in before? I don't know. I'm just going to do 3 more because I just feel like it. But it's hard when that happens, because, you know, you think of family and friends and that, and you don't, you think they're going to believe you on certain things, but it's the way it is for now. It's meant to be that way. Oh, there it goes. There's one there. That one. Oh, yeah. I've got a lot of this to do. There's the other one. And there's 2, I think. Yep. Yeah. So, for the self-care cards, we've got read, 42. Read, this is what I'm saying I love about autumn, because you can get a lot more reading done, I think, I can, than summer, because I just get distracted with things. Summer, you want to be out, you want to be doing things. Hi, Matthew. And it's nice to cozy up in autumn, winter, with a good book. And I've got a really, there's quite a few that I've got that are really good, that, you know, I'll get my head in. But I love that when, you know, get a blanket, get your candles on, when it's gone quiet, chill out and read. And I was thinking today as well, books. We know how books are so magical. They were stored of people's thoughts and stories and things like that. And I think, you know, people do grimoires and certain things where they put certain things of their knowledge and what they may have came into, and they're written down on paper so they can be handed down in the family, you know, back in the day, of things they may have learnt and all that, and it gets passed along, and it's magical, because it's like with the ancients, if they had the knowledge of stuff and they put it in a book, and it was kept in a book. But we know how the book burnings and all that, that's how they tried to get rid of certain things, even things in the Bible, loads of things. But books are magical, and you'll find a lot of in books, and we're writing our own story, but yeah, get reading, it's nice. Be still. Sometimes people forget how to be still, to just be still, and to just be. And I'm always saying this to people, you know, like, if you're not content with your own stillness, even stillness in the mind, because, you know, I could sit here now, come off here and just sit here, and a load of thoughts could come through my head on things, and it could make you crazy. But I let things come in and go out, you know, just think, oh yeah, oh, I don't know, I don't think that's me. But to just be still and content. A lot of people think they have to be like, oh my God, I have to be doing something. I can't sit with myself, and I think it's because some people, and I say this to my father at all, because he's a thinker, and he's constantly thinking, oh, what if I don't do that? And I'm always like, you need to sit with yourself, and you need to be content with just sitting with yourself, just being quiet, nothing going on. Can you sit with yourself, even for 5 minutes, and not worry about stuff? Like, oh, I'm sat here, I should be going doing something. No, just be in the moment of the peace and the quiet, and like yourself. You know, I think people get in fear, and I think people are, hi Kathy, hi Matthew, oh, so tired and old. Nah, you're not. You know, don't talk to yourself like that, or it'll manifest. You're telling yourselves that. I think people like that who think too much are scared of being still, because they know the thoughts are going to come in, you know, if you get what I'm saying. So there's that. Get grounded. A lot of people are very, very ungrounded at the minute. 25 is old. Oh my God. 25 is old. What does that make me then? That says 25 on it. 25. Get grounded. You're as old as you think you are, and if you tell yourself you're old, yourself is going to be old, isn't it? You are what you think. And then take a walk. We all need to get out in nature. It's very cleansing and very healing. I wouldn't say old, you should say you're 25 years young. You know? That's how people get old, because they're telling themselves they're old every birthday. How old am I? Let's have a birthday party and let's put the old in it. Change it up, do something creative. Don't say you're old. Your soul's very young. It's only that, you know. Don't be telling yourself that. Well, if that's what you think, that's what you think. But yeah, so that's the self-care cards. So maybe a bit of a Q&A. Does anyone want to ask me a question? You know, not a silly question, just a question, and I'll just pick one if any questions come up about anything. And we're never too old anyway. What is a number? Young at heart, got to keep it fresh. Exactly. You're saying you're old all the time and you think something's old and you're old and it's old this, old that, therefore that's the energy you're bringing in, isn't it? I don't feel any older than when I was 18 or younger. I might just keep glancing over there in case some cards catch my eye. They fell out, I don't know what they're doing. Oh, I'll grab these seeing as they've all fallen off. I don't know where the box is for my, I think it was earth cards or something. Yeah, Matthew, things start to go a bit faster as you grow older, but yeah, they definitely do. You're speeding up. There's many years ahead of you. Yeah, exactly. You've got many years ahead to do great things. That's how you should be thinking of it. The world is your oyster. Felt like that when I was at, yeah, you're doing your 20s. Oh, yeah, I remember being at school thinking, oh, yeah, 20 odds, like really old, you know, it's like a proper adult and everything. And then you get to that age and you're like, oh, no, it's not really, is it? Wait till your 30s. I'll say wait till you're in your 40s. But I still feel as young as, how old am I next year? How old am I? That's just what we're saying it. I should say, how many years younger am I next year? I'll be on my Earth Day. Because last year, I put a year on myself. I just totally forgot until my best mate told me. And I was like, oh yeah, because you just sort of forget your age. 46. And that's what I mean, you know, you keep telling yourself you're older as you go in them years, and you're telling your body that all the time. It's like people just think, yeah, I am, therefore I'll be like this, and it's like, well, you don't need to be like that. Try 55, happy soul. That's still young though, isn't it? Really, when you think about it, it's, I believe we are meant to live longer. That's young. We're probably like teenagers, really. Actually, and the biggest aspect of things, we're probably like toddlers. But we think it's old, you know what I mean? I reckon, you know, like they say, we're supposed to live a lot longer. I believe that as well, because if you think about all the metals and all the food and all the crap that they've got us all on, killing us off slowly, you know, like they have been doing, but, you know, they've been a lot longer, so we're probably like toddler age, teenage age, really. Who knows? My mum used to say, you should never say your age if you do not offer good food. Yeah, exactly. You don't have to be the age that they're saying you are, be the age that you feel you are, because, you know, if you want to say that, how old in chat, for us that are on a bit, how old do you feel right now within yourself? You know, it's not your soul that ever ages, you still feel as young as ever. That's how you should look at it. It's only the vessel that changes, but we don't inside. Energy to me is energy is everything. Energy is energy. It can't be destroyed. Energy doesn't age. It's like, no. It's like light doesn't age, does it? It doesn't become dishevelled and like, it doesn't. Light. Let's drink the light. That's what I feel like it looks like. Drinking the light. We're looking all Halloween. How old? I don't know if I say how old. That's that word, isn't it? But how old do you all feel inside? Anybody in chat? I can't remember if these were ancestors cards or what. I can't remember what these were because I don't know what box they were in. So, no one saying. Or you can't see anybody saying anything. Alright. Oh yeah, sorry. Not tap the thing, couldn't see anyone saying anything. True, because I feel the same as I felt as a child, same observer. Yeah, exactly. I'm surrounded by 555 where I currently live, but do believe it is just a number, like time doesn't really exist, hence haven't worn a watch for... No, I don't wear a watch. I only wear a watch at work because I have to watch the time to go on a break, but apart from that I haven't watched one. But numbers is a language. It's a divine language. It's a language of the universe. So you can, like numerology, gematria, you look into that, you'll realise why you see a lot of numbers, because it's a language. So when people say angel language, it is a language. It's how the universe speaks through numbers. There'll be a reason you see numbers. You see the numbers and you look in gematria and you'll know, ask Lois in chat, you'll know. It'll be giving you a message about something. So nothing is a coincidence, trust me. So when I talk and I get 5 and 5 in here, it means 5 to 5, it means yes, you're correct, and certain numbers will come up certain times. Yes, just about to type out, try adding up your birthdays. Yeah, do your birthdays, do your name and everything, and you'll find out numbers specifically for you and messages and stuff like that. It's great. The funniest thing I found out was funny. It was just like when he finds different things out, like apparently in Hebrew, my name Janine means gift from God. We're all from God, but I'm just saying that's what it means. My nickname Dolly, when I randomly just thought, oh, I wonder what that is the same thing. How mad's that? But if it sounds the same. Wild stuff, yeah. So, yeah, it's mad, it's bonkers. And it's just made me be like, well, what it is, what it is. So let's see what these cards say. Let's see what the let's see what the ancients used to say. I think this was an ancestral pack. I think that's the wrong way around for a start. Oh, there we go. Wow. Yeah, then we got the wise one, as I just said that. The wise one. Oh, the owl. It's like my picture with my bag. You know, my bag with my picture of the wise woman. It says, wise one, grow within your current situation. This is what I've been trying to say to people. Situation you're in, you need to grow from it. If it's something definitely you don't want to be in, you need to move from it, grow from it, grow away from it. You know, you can grow yourself out of it if you choose to. If you're wise about your decisions, you can grow within your current situation and you can move forward. And this is why I say, like, you've got the owl, the observer up there, that bird. You're observing you, not other people, you. You observe you, like I said, and what's going on. You could write it down, and then you're looking at the pieces that you need to bring in, remove, blah, 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 to help you out of a current situation. The current situation you might be in might be brilliant. You might be doing really well at the minute, but you might still just need to expand on a few things, you know. And then we've got the mountains. And it says, stand your ground. A lot of us are standing our ground right now because of the things that are happening, and it has took a lot, and we've had to stand our ground with the current situations that are going on in the world. it's all connected. You've got a mountain there and a mountain below, because I keep saying, as above, so below, as within, so without, as the universe, so the soul. What is going on within us is being seen outside and playing on the world stage. That's why it's happening. That's why things look really weird, because we've asked for this, change. That's why things are changing. But there's some high ups that didn't want this change. They knew it was coming, but it's tough shit because it's happening. You know, the golden age is rolling in fast. You know, still a lot of work that needs to be done, because there's still a lot of work that needs to be done, people need to do. And we're all doing it. But then we've got the next card, the eagle. The eagle flies with a condor. The eagle, see from a high perspective. A lot of us can see from a high perspective, and I was talking about this today. Yeah, tough shit. Is we've got people down here that are like, oh my god, this is, oh, what's going on? You know, they can't see certain things. We've all been going, oh, holy shit, you know, like, we've seen that, we know it's a part of that, but they can't see that. Why can't they see it? Because we're taking higher perspective. They haven't lifted the self up in consciousness to see that. But they will, but, you know, we're a bit like the watchers. We're watching. We can see a lot are coming into it, and it's great, and it will be, but, you know, you've got to stand your ground with what you believe in, and this is why there's a lot of people standing the ground out there with certain things that have been going on, you know, with certain things that we've been in for the past couple of years, and the standing ground with the government, standing ground with a lot of things. A lot of countries and the people in them countries are all doing it as well. The drum, I had my drum out before, that was hilarious. Finn was on it. He was on it. And it says dream and journal. I've said about journaling. I keep forgetting to take a piece of paper to bed because I've been having quite a few dreams this week, and I just need to write them down as soon as I wake up, because I totally forget. I'm like, oh, I remember there was that snippet in it, but what was the message in it? So, yeah. And then we've got the oracle. Beautiful. You are your own oracle. Wait for the important information. Now, we have been waiting for this important information. Believe me, we've been waiting a long time. We know this important information is going to drop in the world, but also there's a lot of important information of the spiritual side, because it's all connected. It will make people go within themselves that are not, you know, don't really want to go within, or they might not believe it. They will do in the end, because this is all, it pushes you to do that anyway, which is a good thing in a way. So, yeah, wait for the important information, because believe me, when certain information starts to come out, which it is doing anyway, but on a bigger level, there's lots of things happening. There's lots of things going to be happening this month. We've got Red October, we've got Durham report, there's lots of investigations and stuff like that going on the big scale of things. And like I said, we've been getting prepared for this. We've got 8 there, prepared for this for a long time. They were preparing, a lot of us, because we've seen from a high perspective. We're not angry about it now, but preparing us to see this, so you'll be there to help us. I've said that, and a lot of other people understand that, so I'm not really going to go into that, because it is a happening. Yeah, so there are those cards. Just having a nosy at some others. Oh yes, going to be, what we're saying, going to be spicy, definitely going to be spicy. Purple, yeah, for the crown chakra, getting lots of energy in, lots of tingles on the head, kisses on the cheek. Angel cards I need to get in, that's what's reminded me of. So, the angel guides, you got your angels in. Let's get a message off the angels. I definitely have my guides in and angels. It's been really lovely. It makes me laugh at work sometimes, because I'm like, oh my god, I can feel these energies and it's making me laugh. Nice energy. That's how you differentiate between something that's not of the good, you know, not of the light, because obviously you'd be shitting yourself. I told you so. Yeah, we're not to say I told you so, I know. I can't read the name at the bottom, sorry, but it says, Janine, I have been watching you on and off for ages. Why do you think that the UK hasn't got a Q type thing going on? Why do I think the UK hasn't got a Q type thing going on? I never said there wasn't a Q type thing going on. It's all over the world. Q isn't just America, it's a military operation, and it's happening all over the world. So I don't really get that message, but it is happening all over the world. Hi Sue, it's a military operation, it's to do with the world, it's everywhere. And what happens in America, you look at that and it happens over here. So we've had all the slander with Trump, we've got Russia, they're going on at Putin. Over here, it'll be somebody who's next in. We've got the woman in Italy who's getting slagged off by the media, same thing. And everything that goes along with all that, I don't just mean in that area, but Q-type thing, Q's all over the world. It's an operation, so yeah. So it's not why do I not think, because I've never not said that, so bit weird. If you've been watching me on and off, you'd know that. If that's what you meant anyway. Honesty and communication. Yep, a lot of people not being honest. Lots of communications. You've got to be careful of certain communication because there are not a lot of people being honest. Sorry, I meant something more UK specific. I think you are great and it's not a trick question. No, I'm only being careful because if I see new people coming in, I'm wondering why. That's why I said, that's why I've just said what I've said and you've come back and said that, so that's fine. Sorry, I meant something more specific. What do you mean more specific? Because it's the same that's going on in America, but it's different over here because obviously we haven't got Mr. T over it, it'd be someone else, but it's all connected. So when we look round, this is why I say to people when they research, when you look round, not at what the mainstream media is saying, you'll see lots of countries all over the world. You know, you've got not Finland, but then places over there, you know, they're having, the farmers are kicking off, you've got Italy kicking off, everywhere's kicking off. They're not putting this on the mainstream media, but there's someone being put in place, and it's when the media shout about someone, oh, they're this, that, and the other, that's what you're looking at. But it's happening in every country with different things going on to get the people to rise. And people are talking about military in place, and there's a lot staying over in the UK in hotels. We knew military would be in place, not for what the media is saying it is, because it'll have to be controlled chaos for when the big information comes. But if you get what I'm saying, if that's what you mean, because that's, you know, like you just said, something more Pacific, UK Pacific, because think about it, the Queen's gone, she was gone a while back. Trump stood in front of her a few years ago, checkmate, because the one on the chessboard, because we all know it is a chessboard game of that's how they play it. The one with the most power is the Queen. She's done a lot to countries, and even if people are saying it wasn't her, she was puppeted by those above, or the Rothschilds, whoever, or something above that, still she was in that, and it would seem that she had the power, but she is gone now, so she's not protecting people like a son or Andrew and things like that. So this is why we're always saying, don't get mad, just keep watching the show, because it's all a movie being played out. And the more it goes on, the more we're seeing all the stuff that 17 was saying and Patriots have been bringing out. That's including me and other people over the past few years. It's all there. That's why we're quite calm, because we're like, that's just popped up, you know, and there'll be little markers. The dark side know they've lost, but they're still pushing stuff. It's like the hurricane, trying to explain that. That's going on. We know they have certain things like HAP and all that do these things. There are natural disasters, but there are stuff that they put out. People think that's whack, but it's not. But it didn't actually hit a lot of the places it was meant to, especially Mar-a-Lago, because that's what they're trying to get it to hit. Yes, there will be devastation and pain through what it has done, but also you've got to think of it. This war's been in for a very, very long time. And how would you put a plan in place? Because this plan was put in years and years and years ago, believe me. A lot of us know this, that there's going to be collateral damage or whatever you call it, but it's not going to be as big as it would have been if this plan wasn't in place. There's no way it could have been put in place without people getting hurt, some people dying, blah 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 blah, like what they do because of how they do it. But they are being taken down. But there's still going to be that because people get in the way, and this is why I say you've got to be vigilant. You've got to learn about this stuff so you're not in the wrong place at the wrong time. Stuff will happen, but it won't be on the grander scale of what it would have been. But it is getting taken down. So, you know. Or 50s, they released a song in 1982, I think, called I Am the Voice of Q. Yes, they did, and I've played that on my community page. If you don't know where my community page is, when you go on my channel, you scroll across the community page, put it on there, and you scroll down. They have had that, and yes, I think the plan's been in since the 1940s, 50s, especially from like the Kennedy times, because they knew. And a lot of that's in tied with a lot of other stuff that woke people up, like, 911 and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, I am the voice of Q. Yeah, exactly. And it's not a coincidence. People say, oh, it's a coincidence. Like, no, it's not. And not to be mixed up with Anonymous either, because I've seen people put that out. Anonymous is that was a group. There was a group called Anonymous that used to play that sort of stuff, as in 17 stuff. But and they're the masks that we all had anyway. But Q isn't anonymous. It was called Q Anon because the Anons are us, the Patriots, and the Anons that are anonymous, that are, they say, that are working and finding all these things out. So really, it's 17. It's not QAnon, even though we've got QAnon. It doesn't mean anonymous, as in there was a group anonymous. Nothing to do with that. That's a totally different thing. As people get confused about it, nothing to do with that. Q17 stands for the highest clearance in the military. It's a military operation. It started with the military, the good guys in the military, because believe me, there was a lot of interception, as we know, in many different levels. It's also in the military. It was in the Air Force. It was in the main good guys. I'm not saying all of them are the Marines. I'm not saying the others aren't, but it did get in. It started with them because they knew what was happening and they brought it in. So it started with the military and it'll end with the military, and who the military brought in with them to help with this. And one of them was Mr. T. And believe me, at his rallies, he's dropping cues and stuff and cues, quotes and everything. It's absolutely amazing. So yeah, it's all very interesting. I think, thanks for the comments. Yeah, they are using Anon for NS. Yeah, that's how you know they are. Exactly, because if you look in the mainstream media, they're using Anon, like you've just said. They're using Anon for the MSM. So when you see that, they always use like QAnon or Anonymous. That's what they're putting out in the media. And even though it's not that, they're going, oh, it's this, that, and this conspiracy theory, it's blah, blah, blah. They're going on about. So that's how you know it's real, because they're trying to slag it off and say that is people who are mad and all that we're all used to on many different levels of the truth anyway. That's just another factor of it. So, when they're saying that, it's like, yeah, that's because it's not actually a thing. Yes, they don't talk about Q, but talk about QAnons. Exactly, they don't talk about Q, they talk about QAnons. Us of the people that spread the information, they attack us because they want to censor us. Exactly, and that's what they've been doing. And I've had that experience on this channel. They don't want us to unite. No, they don't. Apparently there is an increase in military planes. Yes, there is. Boats around the UK. Yes, there is. They need to ground. Yes, we know what's coming. And trust our gut. This is what I've just been saying. We knew, remember, we got told ages ago the military would be put in place because there would be, not the police. I can't remember what the word is. And lots of people have been getting in contact with me and other people and saying they're in place. We know they are. And we know why, because it will stop the riots and it will be controlled chaos. What do they call it? When people are going fake, because they'll think, all they're going to hear on the news is, war, we're going into nuclear war, something like that, Putin put something like that. So everyone, if they see military presence, they're going to go into fear and think, oh my God, yeah, something's happening, because there's a lot of military about. It's not about that. What do they call it? They'll call it, what's the word when it's not the police, it's the military. They'll come in as martial law, thank you. Yeah, martial law. Everyone will crap themselves. They'll be going after the ones that shouldn't be here, the ones that were brought in, if you know what I mean. Brought in, staying at places they shouldn't be at because they brought them in for a reason. Doing it in America as well, for reasons. Also, the ones that will not be able to walk down the street anymore. Do you remember that one? The politician, everything. So, we knew this and we've been watching, and that's why I was saying we're not freaking out, and like Happy Soul just said there about the presence, and it's not just the presence in the UK of the military, it's all over. So, yeah, and as Lois said, military tribunals, we've been saying this for ages, that's how it'll go, because it's treasonous. There's a lot on many levels. That is the biggest thing anyone will ever see in our lifetime, and that's why there's going to be a lot of shocks. It's going to shock the world. The first one arrested is going to be a shock to the world. We're all speculating on who that will be, but we'll see. But yeah, it's going to be interesting. We will be shocked. I wonder if we'll be right. But there's a lot of them. Yeah, none of them look the same. No, they don't, because we know it's a show, and either they've got them and it's playing out to the people, because certain ways they have to do it to not be as shocking. You know, if people actually took the time to look at photos from way back, they're not the people. Charles, yeah, right. Biden, what? Loads of them, celebrities as well. So it is interesting how this is all gonna. Yeah, The Art of War, exactly. The book, The Art of War. Yeah, optics, exactly. We all get this. It's like when they used to say, oh, accuse a psyop or whatever. It's like, yeah, there's good psyops as well. Or it's a cult. It's like, yeah, the only cult that woke you up and got you to research yourself and question everything, which is what you should be doing. A lot of people have got themselves in predicaments, especially over the past couple of years, because they've not questioned jack shit. They've just gone with what the media is saying and followed it, you know, or the government or whatever, and they've not questioned anything. So, you know, in the future they're going to be questioning everything and not being so gullible about things. But it is what it is. No, I don't know. Heard of? I don't know who's that. I don't know, but I've heard many things of 9/11 and all that, and certain people that weren't there and certain people that were. There's loads of stuff, you know, but we all know it wasn't the story. It was put out to be that it was these people from over there, because it wasn't about that. It was just to blame someone in another country, like a lot of people do. They'll blame something else on somebody else to take the thingy off themselves. The real people, the perpetrators of, you know, who did that, why it was set up, you know, by their own countries. So yeah, Madonna's a state at the minute. Yeah. So I've actually been putting a lot in the face with different, you know, cosmetic things, which is, yeah, crazy. Yeah, yeah. How else would they have undone all the brainwashing but to use a similar process but to spread the truth? It's stranger than fiction at the end of the day. Exactly, that's what people don't get about it. You know, a lot of people who screamed out about 17 are a lot of people that didn't look at it or couldn't understand it because the brains just wouldn't comprehend, because there's a lot in even one coded post, and there's loads of them. But when you look back now, it's like, and the thing is, we saw it all happening at the time it was happening. A lot of people don't get it. It's even in the numbers at the top in the coding. There's so many hidden things in it. And that's why some people got confused when Mr. T would say things. We were like, it's not what he said. He was putting the codes out for people who were watching and observing, and we knew what was going on. You know, people saying, why did he say this? I thought he said he was a good side. He said this. Yeah, he's got to say that on stage, but he was saying certain things in certain ways where people thought it was a bit mad. Why has he just said that? Because it was all coded. It's a brilliant plan, honest to God. It's been the best thing ever. Frustrating how it has taken this amount of time to get to this point. Still a long way to go. Yeah, but the thing is, you've got to remember, it's not really a long time, because he's nearly been on this 5 years. 5 years of when that dropped. That's gone really quick. Everything's speeding up, but you've got to remember, it's not for us, it's for the others to wake up, and they've got to come through it. They'll come through it a bit better than us, because they're fragile at the minute. And the thing is, I won't worry about how long it is. Yes, there's still going to be things going on into next year. Like, people think it's just going to be over like that, but you've got to remember, you can't rush something in an operation. If you rush something in life, you're going to miss something, and that's where more people could get hurt. Things are not picked up on, and things could go wrong because it's not going to the plan properly and you're not thoroughly going through it. It's got to be thoroughly done because it's being done within the law. These other people don't do things within the law. We know this. The justice system has been corrupt for a very long time. Yeah, and it's spiritual war as well. It's got to be done in the right manner, and that does take time. And there will be tribunals, and it's going to take a long time. But we've just got to remember, this is all going ahead. It's happening. So for futures, it's going to be brilliant. You know what I mean? So don't get caught up in. A lot of people get caught up in the time and when's it gonna. Don't get caught up in that. It has to be the way it has to be, so everything gets sorted out. And if you think about it, this has been going on for centuries. This has been going on for decades, so it's not going to be like that. There's a lot of shit. You know, when you actually look at what's been going on, you can see the Q maps as well. You're like, Jesus Christ, in every country as well. So it's massive on every level. So sorry if people are getting frustrated, but this is where I say you need to learn what you love to do, keep your light shining bright, keep good people around you. Why this is all going on, this is what I've always said, it's not about, it's the times now where you're the eye in the storm, so you're the calm one. You've got to pull all that in while the craziness is going on, because there's still going to be a lot of this going on. Don't be losing your shit. You need to pull all that in, use all the tools you can, all the things you do to keep you in that sense of calm and, you know, not worrying. And you're carrying on with this life at the minute. You're human, you're here. You've got to carry on with it. If you get too carried away with it, you're going to end up wrecking your life, not concentrating on the things you really need to do to keep keep you in a good sense of mental place. We're still here doing it, so you've got to learn to balance it all, you know. And a slice of cake, yes, it's to cleanse the whole lot. Yes, it is, and I get why it has to be done like this. It's very clever. Thank you. It is very clever. That's what I'm saying. It's so clever, and it had to be done this way. There was no other way of doing it. That's why people get so frustrated. But I had to learn this. I was so frustrated at the beginning when I first found out. Not been frustrated for ages, because it's like, this is the way it has to be done. But what are you doing in your life to get on with your life at the minute while that's all going on? You can't just drop everything. You know, like, oh my God. You've still got to move on and get on with it. Make it good while it's all happening, because it'll just be a lot easier if you can do it that way, because you're going to see a lot of stuff and you're not going to be happy when you see a lot of people going through pain, but it's got to be done. So, you know, that's why you've got to stay strong with all of this. And I'm glad people are coming in. You know, I said a lot of people are coming back, a lot of people are coming in, like you've just said. I can't say your name, and I'll call you H. You know, I've been watching you for a while in and off, and it's all making sense now, and I'm really happy about that, because I knew it would to a lot of people, and because they're actually seeing it, and especially the people who are on 17 and they've seen the post and they've seen how it's all been put together and how it works now. It's been absolutely amazing. The way of the peaceful warrior. Yeah, exactly. Expand your thinking. Exactly. I don't listen to any dates. So no, we don't do dates anymore, because I've even learned that we're like, sometimes we're like, it might be happening around this month. Like, I believe there's a lot happening around this month, but not to put dates on, because as soon as, especially a lot of people are waking up on normies who don't get it, as soon as you say a date, if it doesn't happen on that date, they freak out. It doesn't mean it's not happening. It might just be, it was a little bit further on. It might have happened, we're not seeing it, but like we say, because the way we work with time and everything, people don't see it on an exact time and date, they freak out. Doesn't mean it's not happened, doesn't mean it's not happening, but that's why we don't bother, because then they go off the people, they start calling people saying, oh, they didn't get that right. And even if it was like 2 months off, and sometimes shit does happen where they might not have been able to do it at that time because something went down, so they had to move something to make sure that people were safe or whatever. So that doesn't bother me. Events, not dates. Exactly, events, not dates. The events that are happening, look for that. They're the markers, like the Queen was a marker, like Lois said. And I said when that happened, it was a marker. We all knew. I've been waiting for that for a very long time. London bridges fell. That's all falling. This is the UK bit now, you know, so it all makes sense to me. All makes sense to me. And a lot of you in chat, I understand timeless change. Yeah. And like I said, even people saying Mr. T or whoever, whatever, comes back in 2024, it's like, he's rallying. He won't really need to rally, because really, with what's going on and what we know happened, he wouldn't have to rally again. He'd just be automatically put in, because he's still president. Shock to some. And also, what was I going to say then? It's gone. Oh yeah, 2024. God, that's ages off. It's not though, is it? We're nearly through this year. These next couple of months are going to get dead fast, especially with the information. And then we're into 2023, and before you know it, you know, that it goes quite quick, doesn't it? We'll be there, 2024. So, you know, I think all this is going up to 2030, where they wanted to bring capping off their agenda. People go on about that. That shit's not going to happen, because it isn't. It's fell. But we'll be doing a lot of healing and cleansing up to that time and getting people's, you know, so we're still going to go on with things. There's going to be a lot of healing and all that, because people need to do the work. So it's all good. And that'll get easier and easier, because it has been quite hard. It's been hard for a long, long time. It is gradually going to start getting easier. It's going to ease people's pain up and traumas and stuff like that. And we're going to begin to heal and understand what's going on. And everyone's going to understand what's going on. But we've got to give time for that to flow in and happen. September flew by. September was like a blink of an eye. Probably half a blink October's going to be like. Red October's going to be like, I don't know. Nearly Christmas. Trump said about this. Yes, we all kept going about Christmas at the end of before, and I think this is going to be a really prevalent time with Christmas, Christ Mass, the lights. Ta-da! Get that vibe in at Christmas. Can't wait. Yeah, so, yeah. Anything else anyone wants to ask? But that's why I have to be a bit thinky in chat, because I do get dwellers under the bridge in sometimes. Do you know what I'm saying? And people get a bit peed off because obviously you'll know if you've ever texted anyone. If it's coming through text, it can look quite funny sometimes if it's not meant that way. So sometimes if I get a bit like, oh, what are you saying? It's because sometimes people will put something across and it doesn't portray that when you're looking at it and reading it. So I think people understand that as well. I've got my blue book, so I'm going to read out of my blue book, and I'm going to read this page with nothing on it. It's a blank page. Rewrite your story. Yeah, Trump is Q plus. Yeah, we know he's in with a yes. Or plus. Yeah, I miss the tea White House. She made the place look so great. Yeah, she did, because she cleansed that place because she knew it was full of evil. But yeah, they're still there, the back, but it doesn't need to be in DC, really, I want to say, because DC is not a part of America. It's Colombia. So Mr. B can be president of, he's not president of America, is he? And we've got 9-9 there, up there. So I've got to do that again. I'm going to read this page, and it says, we can't always rely on others to make us feel happy. We must first find it in ourselves. Ain't that the truth? Because you can't. Everyone has expectations on each other and relationships, and it's you who does that yourself. This is why I'm always shouting out about focus on yourself, because no other person can make you happy apart from you. Nobody. People think that. They think if they get with someone or they have their other, that person would make them happy. That's just the thing that they're bringing, or the energy they're bringing. You need to bring that in yourself, because you should be happy with yourself. And you learn that more and more when you go within. You know, and you know you're enough. A lot of people who are looking for that, you know, off someone is because they feel worthless in themselves and they think that someone else will bring it in. It's beautiful when you find someone that is, you know, bringing a certain energy, but you need to find it in yourself. And I just need to put myself in because I'm about to. It's conking out. What's going on with that there? Don't read that. What's that? What's that now? Oh. Sugar. Bring my table over. Ooh, let's plug you in. Where's it? I need to plug you in. I don't know where to plug you in. There you go. Plug you back in. Oh. Hang on. Make sure that's on. Yeah, on. Oh. Yeah, so, and I'll just read the next bit of that because there was a little bit in the book that after that. So it says, I have come to realise that making yourself happy is the most important. Never be ashamed of what you feel, because we all feel the same emotions at one point or another. Maybe we express them in a different ways, but fundamentally it's the same, which is why we can relate to each other. The main thing to remember is never let anyone make you feel bad about how you're feeling. If you're having a bad day, don't count on others to cheer you up. Find happiness within yourself. That's what I do. Be a good friend to myself because I know what makes me happy. And I'm going to do another one, and we're going to go on the left side of the page, the right side of the brain and the left side of the brain. So we're going to go with this. And it says, underneath, it's all the same, love. For all individual, I don't know if I can say this, eccentricities and unique gifts, because we all have them, nobody doesn't have them. We're still made up of the same flesh and blood. We are united and connected equally by our differences as well as our similarities, no matter how differently each of us goes about living our lives. We live different ways. We are all on a journey learning how to know and love ourselves as well as others with the greater deep and honesty. Goal: focus on what connects you to your friends, family and colleagues today. Great message. Great message. And what's been playing in my head, thank you, what's been playing in my head, my magic blue book, what's been playing in my head today has been this. I'm going to have to sing it, so I'm sorry about me singing, I'm not a singer. Is your love is lifting me higher, ooh, higher, higher and higher. Cause your love keeps lifting me, oh, it keeps on lifting me, oh, it keeps on lifting me higher. Cause your love's lifting me too high, higher, higher and higher. I see that as God's source is lifting you. I also see that as your higher self. You lift you up, of your love lifts you higher. So that's been playing on my head all day. So I thought, oh, I'd have to come and sing it because it's been in my head all day. That's how you get messages and things from spirit. You know, they come through little ways like that, numbers, little songs that come in your head, little things that you see. Very spiritual song, that funky too. Yeah. You always want to go, cause your love is lifting me higher. I think I was singing it in the kitchen earlier on and then doing a bit of a dance. Yeah, higher, higher and higher. And the other song, Lois, is da 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 da. And I had to write it down because I couldn't remember. I mean, I can remember it, but I couldn't remember the bits. I'm probably singing it different, you know, when you put your own words in. But just a bit of the chorus, because we were watching the film, the second one, Never Ending Story. And I just love that song because, especially this bit, because it's that, see if I can get in the right tune of it, that, turn around, look at what you see in her face, the mirror of your dreams, make believe I'm everywhere, giving in the light. Written on the pages is the answers to a never-ending story. I love that song. Oh, we were watching it last night. And then I put the whole thing in that thing, as we all know, was don't give in to fear. Don't give in to fear, but fear pushes you, you know, but don't give in to it. Do you know what I'm saying? Don't fear. There's nothing to fear. Yeah, I love that song. Never ending story. And it was in Stranger Things, and when they sang it in Stranger Things, it was brilliant as well. Oh, yeah. I could sit here and sing it all day. I just love that bit of make believe I'm everywhere, giving in the light. You are everywhere. God is everywhere because it's omnipresence. It's in everything, within and without. It's everywhere. So I love that because you got to believe, and it is everywhere. And a lot in Never Ending Story, you had to believe. So I love that. I love it. Make believe I'm everywhere, giving in the light, written on the pages. Oh, love it. I got a friend watching it yesterday. I was like, let's watch Never Ending Story. And there's a new one coming out. The second one's a bit, it's the same thing, innit? We watched the second one yesterday. I was like, yeah. But, yeah. I was sat there whispering because when Sebastian starts off and he's running down the street, I'm going, Sebastian, Sebastian. And Finn's looking at me like, I'm going, no, that's what he's going to say in a minute in the book. And then you heard the book going, Sebastian, we need your help. Oh, it was funny. Gonna have to watch it all, the classics now. Legend, oh yeah, I love Legend, Never Ending Story. Labyrinth, yeah, the Labyrinth popped up and thought, oh, I need to watch that again. Love the Dark Crystal. Basically, what's going on? I used to love the Fame, and I'm gonna live for. Oh yeah, Fame, I'm gonna live. Yeah, I've got the Dark Crystal books. I love the Dark Crystal books and the art books and everything. But yeah, let me pick another deck. Oh yeah, I'm doing Angels, aren't I? I'm sat here and like forgot. Did I pick one? Did I? I don't know. Can't remember. Got distracted. Oh, there we go. Fizzgig is my spirit animal. Fizzgig. We've got harmony and resolution. Harmony and resolution. Oh yes, we need harmony. Sorry, I sent you off on one. Yeah, it happens all the time. And I mean, this is what we're doing. Where it says raise your vibration. I've been banging on about this, about raising your vibration. Watch people who are raising people's vibrations. If you're not raising people's vibrations, what are you doing? Lowering people's vibrations? What's the point? Pick another one. Angel cards. Bringing in the angels. Ooh, I wonder if I switch that light off if we get any orbs into it. Yeah. This light. I'm looking all a bit Halloweenish. Once upon a time, in a galaxy far away, there was a lot of darkness. But they didn't know there was a warrior of light. The biggest light the dark had ever seen. His name was Trump, savior of the universe. I'm only joking. Oh, I've sang that before, Flash Gordon, but I did it for Trump. So, ooh, oh, I can't even see now. Anyway, drop the cards on the floor. In a place called Earth, there was many beings that had been suppressed over a very long time. The technology used on them, and the biggest one was mainstream media. Don't know why I'm talking like that. Oh yeah. Yeah. But they started to realise their technology was being used on them. What they once used to spy on us with and do stuff with, we are now using on them in real time. Time of the light. Time of the right. Time of the bright. Shiny light. My friend calls it stress goes. That's funny. There were many a people. Someone fill it in. In a world. in a world that light had been dimmed so much it was hard to see the truth, there became a light bringer of truth and information. Yeah, I better stop doing that anyway. You can tell what mood I'm in today. And then we get the card. Trust the universe. I'm okay with what's going on because I trust the universe. Yeah, I'm in a giddy mood. I'm in a giddy mood. Had a good day. In a giddy mood. Have a lot of love. Have a lot of love. Oh my God, honesty and communication again. See, when all this happens, the amount of honesty and better communication will be had for all, and it's going to be so much easier for people to see and to communicate, you know, because the censorship that's been going on around the world has been absolutely bonkers, but there are a lot of countries that it'll be uncensoring, and a lot of people talking about the stuff in other countries like Iran and other places and all that's going on, so it's all coming. A lot of people are going to be shocked. That jumped up, so expect miracles. Oh yeah, letting that energy in. You should expect them. Why not? Many a miracle going on. And if you're getting that higher frequency as well, you're going to see things, you're going to think, believe are miracles, like miracles, because you're on that timeline, you're on that higher frequency, and it just means better things happen, good things happen, and, you know, things will happen better for you. Ooh. Blessings and abundance. I was talking about that at the beginning. There's going to be lots of blessings and abundance for all, not just for certain people. You know, in the time that I've always had this, strength and guidance. We've got a lot of strength, and we're getting a lot of guidance right now from good people on this realm and in other realms, as in angels, guides, spirit guides, whatever you want to call them. You're getting a lot of guidance, especially from the universe, helping you to take the right course, you know, your moral compass and all that. You've just got to listen, you know, and don't think you're going crazy about certain things that might come in. You're like, spirit's talking. And just because I've turned the card over, it's funny because this was at the end before I noticed, and it's there again, so I'm going to read it out. Ease and grace. Do it with a lot of ease and grace. A lot of people put words in and stuff and like try to make it really complicated, because at first sometimes, you know, it can seem like, but it's not complicated at all. To fill your vessel up yourself with a lot more light, a lot more love, is emptying your vessel of crap, old programs, blah blah blah, all that stuff we talk about. And also, it's basically a moral compass. Do what's right. Do what's right. Don't do things that you wouldn't do to others. You know, that sort of energy. It's being about the best version of yourself, basically, to round it off, and just working on yourself on a daily basis. Not judging yourself, because I talked about judgment before. Too many people are judging out there. They talk about judging people, and people are judging when they're judging. And it's like the biggest judgment you do is judge on yourself. Like I've said, reflect on the things in these times, in the time of nature, autumn and winter. Let it go. See what you can do somewhere better. And then bring in the new year, bring it in with all the light and all that great energy that's coming in, and do things differently. And it becomes a lot easier, and it flows like water. You know, all that divine presence that comes in, that divine knowing, that divine energy, that divine healing, it all comes through. And it's a lot easier than cutting yourself off from flow, from source, from your higher self. And like I've said, everybody's got unique gifts. Everybody can heal themselves. Nobody can. It's just people have got to open themselves up to it. They've got to want to receive it, open, ask. No one is above anybody. I've seen a lot of people going about certain things, and they label certain things, and they make out that they're the only ones that are doing this, or there's a certain only group that's doing it. Everybody's got abilities. Everybody's got psychic abilities. Everybody's got their own intuition. Everybody's got their own things that they will hone more than others. Some people might be better at other things because that's what they focus on more, vice versa. But everybody has the power within them. Everybody. Nobody has not got it. It's just whether they're switched onto it or not. And they're honing it and they're working on it and they're bringing it, they're remembering. And then you start working on the bits that you need. I know my strengths. I know my weaknesses. I know what I need to work on more and more this year. I know what I need to bring in as more of a stronger practice on a daily basis. But like I said, nobody's not got an ability. Everybody has. It's just whether you've switched yourself off for it or you're distracted because all you want to do is sit in front of the TV or something like that. I'm just putting it out there, like what we'd call normal, just want to sit in front of the TV. Oh, it's like you've all got it. You've all got it. Prince of Egypt's miracle song. Oh, when it feels right. Yeah, when it feels right, you feel hard. Yeah, you do. You feel it. So strong here. You know. So strong. Yeah, there can be miracles when you believe there can be. Oh, yeah, that song. Yeah, that's a beautiful song. So, yeah. You know, everyone has the power. Power back to the people. And all that sort of good stuff. It's just working on it, you know, and believing. You know, when we say believing, the biggest thing you've got to believe in is yourself. If you don't believe in yourself, you're not going to get very far, you know. And, you know, we're all doing that. I'm building myself up more that way. I see the things that work for me. I've got to believe in myself because when I do put my mind to things, I do them. And, you know, and good things come in when I'm believing in myself. If I'm doubting myself and I think I can't do something, you know, you just get in that, oh, blah blah, that sort of motion going on. Cards. I'm going to do the goddess ones. I don't think we've had them for a while. All this beautiful divine energy that's coming in, feminine energy. But the male is as well. But we know the female energy is very nurturing, and nurturing time is now in autumn, winter. To be doing that, starting to quiet down and wind down a bit, and I'll be doing that myself even on here a little bit. But I wind down in my own time. You know, people are staying off a lot of platforms at the minute and not watching as much, you know, or the people that they need to watch, but I just come in here because I like to, even I'm pulling back from that, but when I come in here I like to come on because I just like to like try and help people raise their, you know, the frequency. We've got Cali, liberation, that's what's happening. We've got 26, we've got Cali, you know, some people see that's destroyed, but the old world is being destroyed of the world that we're not a part of, that thing that's been going on, and it's liberation, and there's a lot of liberation going on. We had the Liberty Bell at the Queen's funeral, if you noticed. So we've got that going on, that beautiful energy. Sometimes things have to be destroyed. It's yeah, it sounds awful that, but you know. And we've got this one pop out. It says, oh, well, that says actually adaptability. Well, when the changes come, that's what people are in fear of, because when this liberation comes, it will be different because we're building new foundations, and it's not that same world as in, we're still here, but we're building a new one. You know, we're not building it on top of something on our way. We're bringing all that down and cleaning it out. But for some people, they're going to have to adapt. We're all adapting. This is why letting go's hard, because we have to adapt. We're not taking some of the stuff we had before, especially crap. Learn to adapt. If you can learn to adapt, you're going to find it a lot easier. If you're really rubbish with adapting, you know, with change, you're going to find it hard. I see a lot of that going on at the minute. Because people cling to the old ways because they're so used to it. Even if it's shit, it's because they're used to the shit. And it's a comfort, even though you wouldn't say it's good, but it's a comfort. People struggle with change. But if you think about it, so many changes in life with jobs and things like that and people and stuff. And you move from it and you look back and think, oh, God, that changed. And at first you're normally like, oh, no, I don't like change. It changes for the better, and you get through it and you adapt, you know, and things are always changing. Things don't stay the same. They don't stay stagnant. We're always moving, flowing and growing. So, you know, that's one of the biggest things. If you can learn to adapt and not fear with adapting, you're going to find it a lot easier, especially with the times that are coming up over the next months and couple of years. Don't see that as years as, oh my God, it's time. That goes really quick. Don't look at it like that. Look at it a day at a time, a step at a time. Not, oh my God, that's so far there. You don't think of that because before you know it, you blink and you're there. Every time I get to Monday, I'm thinking, oh yeah, it's work again. The next minute, I blink, it's Friday again. I'm like, woo. If anyone's getting that, because I'm just getting that constantly. Oh, something just flipped over. This one. Knowledge. You all have your own knowledge. There's a lot of knowledge out there. You all have to draw on your own knowledge, because the knowledge and the guidance, the wisdom is for you and you alone, to help you move in your situations and your life. It's not going to be exactly the same for some other people, because people are in different situations. Some are a bit tougher than others. That's just the way it is, because of certain things that have gone on and certain choices. But it's for you. Oh, that's just flew out. Where's that from? Oh my God, where is it? There it is. Let's see if I can just grab this one. Last one out of this deck. Oh. And it is. Woo! I love it. The Sun, 51. The Sun. Enlightenment. Joy. The Golden Age. Light. Warmth. Abundance. All that beautiful divine energy. Gold. The Sun. The Golden Age, you know? That's what I see that as. Beautiful. And if we can look to the future in the now, to think all is fine and all is well and all these things are coming in, you're not going to worry as much. We've got to see a bit of shit, because that's just the way it is. But it's how you deal with it, as I keep saying. So I'm going to go, because I've been on for a bit. And my fella might be back in a bit. Because he's got out with his friends and he said, oh, we might go to this place where we always go and I don't really want to go there. And they said they want to change. They don't want to go there, but they'll probably end up there. But I'm going to try and to move on to somewhere else, because you can't change a situation if you're just going to stay in the same place. So, you know, if they want something different, they're going to have to go to another place to go and experience something different. It might be a place with different music. Do you know what I mean? So you've got to move from it. So yeah, so I'm going to go, because I'm going to go and chill out now. I might watch something, I might do a bit of drawing, get some more work done on my stuff. Thanks for the chat, catch you later. Yeah, thanks for coming in, and good you took no offence, because I have to try and get around that question, because like I said, it can look a bit funny sometimes, and I do have to be careful when people come in, because you do get them in sometimes. But yes, that's great. Enjoy your evening. Yeah, everyone enjoy your evening, enjoy the rest of your evening and the weekend. Remember, every day is a new day, every day is a new beginning, so you just start over again. But like I said, the most important message is you finding your happiness. It's you that makes you happy. It's you that loves yourself. Be really grounded in what you're doing now over these next couple of months of being grounded, you know, nurturing to yourself, loving to yourself, boundary setting. Pulling back a little bit, still observing because you need to, because like say you don't want to be in the wrong time at the wrong place, and bringing in a lot of things you like to do that are going to keep you sort of calm and sort of distracted while all this stuff goes on, because you're going to see, oh, it's like Dad said today, you don't want to not be not observing, because you're going to see a lot, but it's just how you react to it. You know, don't get too caught up in it. Just know things are happening for a reason, and it's a good reason. But find things to keep you in that. You know, if it's meditating or going for a walk or whatever it is, to do that, you know, because it's not good to get too involved, because you can make yourself ill with it all, you know what's going on, so you need to be the eye in the storm and keep everything calm and dandy around you, and enjoy as well, and laugh. Oh my God, have a laugh, because in these times people get a lot more down, I will say before I go, because of the lack of light. You know, we're going through the dark now, dark to light. Does that make sense now? in the dark time, we're going to light next year when we go back into spring and summer. This is going to be quite a dark time with what's coming up with the amount of information and things that are going to go on. So also, because the sun isn't, you know, we're going through autumn, winter, the sun isn't about as much and as bright. People get depressed because it's the, what's the word, the melatonin and all that. That is not, you know, because I'll call you, is it slow? But I never know how to say your name, S. And people get depressed, and that is the thing because of less light. You know, especially in the UK and places like that, people get depressed and down in winter. I love autumn, winter. It does. I just feels cozy. So you need to bring the light into yourself with the things that you love, because this is the thing that happens in this season. So it's going to be quite a dark time with things that are coming out, like I said, the information, and also the lack of light, as in the sun, makes people, you know, have the sad syndrome thing. So you've got to learn to find the things that are going to, you know, boost you up a little bit in these times. And, you know, like I said, this is what these times are for. They're for relaxing and retreating and nurturing yourself. So, like I said, it may seem a bit worse when people start feeling like that, because when people get depressed and they're not feeling good, you know, it's hard for people. And that's why I say, if you're watching YouTube or TV or not TV or people you hang around with, you've got to be making sure it's something that's lifting you, because you don't want to be sat watching somebody, being around people that are just not bringing that vibe when you're going through these, you know, autumn and winter, when there's lack of sun. You need something else to lift you. Like I said, you lift yourself, you find your happiness, but being around and watching stuff and that thing that brings your vibe up as well, be careful. Yeah, I'll read one more out of the book and then I'm going to go. This page. When we see men of a contrary character, we should turn inward and examine ourselves. Often, when the actions or behaviours of others bother us, it's a reflection of something we are wrestling with about ourselves. We tend to see a mirror image of our struggles in someone else. If we acknowledge and address this is what I've been talking about, especially to ourselves, we won't project our battles onto others. Because I said today, there's people that have battles in the self and they project it on other people. And I've experienced that. It's interesting when we dig deep and ask ourselves what's bothering us, sometimes that we find it's quite interesting. So people should be asking what's bothering them within themselves. What quality or characteristic of a friend or family member has been driving you crazy? Think about how it might be more related to you than you realise, and just start working on it. That's what I've said. Most people who point fingers at people is because there's something in with them that they need to work on. Lack of something or whatever it is. So, yeah, it's funny that came up, because that's what it is. It's like I said, if you had a sibling, and I was saying to Kath today, and say they were jealous, it's because it's something within them. It could be, we were saying, like, you can have siblings that are, like, me and my sister, there's only 2 years between us, but sometimes, you know, you can get a sibling who's a bit jealous because they had all the attention, and then a younger one come through, and then they got the attention of us because they were younger, and they have this thing. We've sort of discussing that, but that goes on in so many different scenarios. So you've got to look what it is. Like, some people will get jealous of, like, say someone's got a business and someone sees that business and they're like, oh my god, they're doing so well. Some people will be like, oh, that's brilliant. Some people will be like, oh, I don't like that person because they're doing really well, and it's because that person isn't. Or maybe it's something they wanted to do but they just haven't moved their ass to go and do it, or put it out, or put the action behind it. So instead of thinking, I've said this before, this is just an example, to just bring an example, instead of sort of having that energy for that, go and do something about it. And think, oh yeah, I can go and do that. If I go and concentrate on it and put some effort into it, I could be in that place and that thing that I wanted to do, whatever it is, and be there one time at, like that person is, because they did it, so I know I can do it. But you don't. You get people who, like, you know, do that. But it's always something within myself. So, you know, yeah, I cry because I miss my mum, but I know she's in a beautiful place called home. Yeah, and she'll be helping you. She'll be helping you, Kath. But yeah, and it's all okay. It's all okay. Like I said, it's all self-development, learning mostly about ourselves, but we learn from people around us as well. And sometimes we class things as bad, but really it's to move us and shake us out of things. But yeah, so I think the card readings were spot on. They were good. Had a nice cozy chat, had a bit of a laugh. Nice to see other people coming in and anyone who watches after. And I will see you soon, because I think my lovey is trying to call me. So I'll see you soon. Bye.